It is working. I was worried the mic wasn't working for a second there. All right. Oh, I just realized what happened. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Is it not shrinking? Move over. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, we're good. I did forget about changing the size of chat box. Let's see, what are we looking at here? $600 won't be enough. I need to shrink it by more than that. Let's say 500. That's pretty good. All right, cool. Hopefully that works. Why is it suddenly not working? What the actual crap is happening here? It's not quite nearly as centered as I wanted it to be, but there we go. That's better. Got my mouse pad wet at some point, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. All right. Okay, I have done very little editing on any of this before the stream. And by very little, I mean the only thing I did was go through the clips to trim them down. There's a lot of extended clips on this one due to Twitch's very, very terrible captions feature on clips now. It's just dumb. Everything about it was dumb. Don't know why they did it. got slightly different background music this time around because for whatever reason Donkey Kong 64 music was going through my head all day, so these are all new. Not all of the playlists today are brand new. Oh wait, maybe they are? Hold on. Nope, they are. All of them are new. I have never tried any of these playlists before. So, we'll see how it goes. Is it weird that this particular song from Donkey Kong 64 pops up in my head quite often? I think it's because it's the level I've spent the most time in the game, because it is the level where you find the key. So in this factory level, there is a arcade game that you can find of the classic Donkey Kong arcade game. And this is important because in order to acquire the key to access the door to the final boss's room, you have to complete the old Donkey Kong arcade game. All 3 levels. Something that I have never been able to do. Ever. I've never done it. I probably never will do it. It sucks, but that's just kind of how it goes. I forgot to check how it's doing volume-wise. It might be a little quiet. Um... Been a bit of a weird day. One of those days I woke up with some allergy issues, whatnot. I really do think that for whatever reason, my body has created this natural response to me live streaming, where once I go live, I am suddenly super tired. Like, I will be setting up stream and I'll be perfectly fine. I will hit the go live button and will be perfectly fine. I will exit the starting soon screen and actually start talking and working and whatnot, and suddenly I am yawning my head off. I'm so tired I can barely think straight, and all I want to do is roll up in bed. I don't know what it is, but my body has hit a point where my body's internal clock views stream time more as bedtime than bedtime. I don't know why. I'm not sure when it started or why it's as bad as it is, but it's just the reality I'm stuck with. My body really, really wants to go to bed when I try to stream. I feel like one of these days, something. Oh, something just fell off my desk. Something I should maybe try try doing. I'm obviously joking, but just like make a video that's super long and complicated so it has a long rendering time, and then go live, start the rendering process, and just go to sleep. And that'll be the stream. Is just watching a loading bar as the program renders the video, and I'm just sleeping. Because clearly stream time is a phenomenal time to take a nap, because my body just goes into an attempted comatose state. And I could totally take advantage of that. I wonder if what it is that... Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's because I ate before I started streaming. So maybe my body's just entered digestion mode for lunch, and it's like, okay, now I'm tired. Because lunchtime, it's particularly during the summer, is one of the most exhausting periods of time. Or it's when I'm more or less as tired as I'm going to be. I don't know. I really just don't know. It's not like I ate directly before stream. I ate around 2:30, and it's like 4, almost 4:30. So a couple hours ago. Wait, has it been 30, nearly 30 minutes all? Huh. I didn't somehow fall asleep at some point during the last 30 minutes, not realize it, did I? Am I gonna go back and rewatch the VOD and find out that like 5 minutes in, I fell asleep? What in the world? Oh, this is the jazz remix playlist, and I guess one of them, they're like, oh, what if we put the commercial in the background? Wouldn't that be so cool? No. It's distracting and dumb. Don't do that. Dumb. Alright. Anyway. What in the world is... Alright, we're not doing that anymore. I am tired of dealing with this concept of, oh, what if I did this with this? What if I add these lyrics? No. No. I'm yawning so much my eyes are tearing up. Ugh. I was wide awake. Not tired in the slightest. And then I hit the go live button. And now I am so tired. I feel like I haven't slept in 2 days. I don't know what's happening. I just know that I don't like it. Ugh. Luckily, I've got a fresh bottle of cold water. It's helping keep me awake. And it's really annoying because I was absolutely planning on going a little bit longer than usual today. I don't know by how much, maybe just an hour. It's, you know, something. Still planning to, but definitely a lot harder when you're so tired you're starting to go delirious. Maybe, just maybe, it's part of my body's auto defense system to prepare me for tonight, with it, you know, being the 4th of July. Body's used to there being a lot of noise and whatnot from fireworks. Obviously, the 4th of July isn't until tomorrow, but typically there are fireworks the day before, the day of, and the day after. So maybe my body's just trying to prepare for that by like, hey, what if we went to bed early and we wouldn't have to worry about it? Who knows? Who knows? It could be the music. It could definitely be the music I listen to while streaming. It's usually a little more on the relaxed, chill side of things. Maybe that could certainly be having an impact. Let's see, if I were to try Alright, hold on, I'm gonna turn this down before I do this, just in case. Filters. We have finally officially reached the point where we already have one of the non-regular repeat VTubers in the group in these videos. Hold on, let me just let me regain my train of thought here. I'm tired. Okay. We've reached the first time where we have the text style for this newer iteration of Top Clips videos has already been done. Oh, hold on, we need to let the dog in. There we go. All right. I think that was the only one. Looks like it. All right. Wait. Thought I saw something, and I don't think I actually did. I did not. I'm going insane, apparently. I'm going mad. Excuse me. There's something in my throat. It just kept coughing. Okay. We're back and we're good. Hopefully. Hopefully everything is fine. Oh, we're back. Everything fine? I think my computer froze for a second there. It happens. Yeah. I wish I could say I get used to it, but I really don't. Okay. We are now 50 minutes into stream, and I am fully convinced that somewhere, somehow in the first 30 minutes, I genuinely actively fell asleep. Because how in the world did it take 30 minutes just to do the part where we separate these? And get this part set up for all 6 of these. How is that possible? How is it that took 30 minutes, but doing everything after that, adding the audio fades and squishing all of the separated clips together, all of that took like 20 minutes, less than 20 minutes, but about 20 minutes tops. I don't understand. I'm going crazy. I am fully going crazy. Man, what a time. What a time. I'm actively having trouble keeping my eyes open. Oh, man. There's something really wrong about that. You know, just like, why has streaming become this thing? It's like, oh, all right, time to go to bed. Oh, man, I'm too tired now. Ugh. Maybe I should do the anime thing where you smack yourself in the face really, really hard. Wake yourself up. Maybe that'll do it. That'll do something. Somehow I doubt it. But, you know, try. Now, all of this being said, my body also has this weird thing when it comes to being really, really tired out of nowhere, where I can take like a 5-10 minute power nap and I will be wide awake. But if I try to take like a 20 or 30 minute nap, no. That will just make me more tired and I'll end up falling asleep for like 2 hours. It's kind of like chewing gum when your stomach is growling to convince your body that you're eating food. It's kind of like that. I trick my body into thinking I'm getting sleep. Oh, look. It may have only 5 minutes may have passed, but we clearly slept for a long, long time. We're right now. That kind of thing. Maybe I'll eat some of my walnuts. Maybe something contained within the walnuts will help energize me. I actually got ripped off buying these, by the way. I got these strawberry yogurt covered walnuts. The packaging under the nutrition facts states that there are 4 servings in each bag, and that 1 serving is 1/4 of a cup, or 28 grams. So, also, there's no Best Buy date on these, so I have no way of knowing when they expire. But anyway, I measured them out into a 1/4 cup. I filled the 1/4 cup, not all the way to the top. It wasn't like overflowing, so I didn't over measure. I might have under measured just by a few pieces, but after I filled the 1/4 cup, I looked back at the bag, and there was enough left in the bag for another 1/8 of a cup. In other words, there's half the amount of walnuts in this package than is advertised. So I got ripped off. I got thoroughly ripped off. And there were 6 packages that came in the bundle. It was $35. So, what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is that when I'm done with this first package, I'm gonna open another one. And I'm gonna pour it into a full cup. Because if there are 4 servings of 1/4, obviously that maths into there's supposed to be 1 full cup in this bag. Now, if another bag measures out into a full cup, well, there you go. Maybe I was wrong. If it does not, I will be vindicated. But we shall see. Anyway. Just had. Is the music not playing? It's just really quiet. Alright, we're going back to our usual playlist, I guess. That's what I get for trying to branch out and play different music. It just turns into a disaster. Clearly, I should just stick to the good old Legend of Zelda music that I know works. Maybe this is the real secret, is my music. Maybe I'm just really used to listening to this music. It could be the walnuts, it could be the music, it could be many things, but for whatever reason I'm waking up. I'm feeling more energized. Oh, it feels nice. I'm feeling productive. Alright. We have recovered. Now let's go to... There's gotta be one of these where... There we go, this one worked. A little more close up, so we can get a better... color selection going. Phone call, so I'm just gonna move that from the desk before, so the vibrations don't mess with too much. Oh, there's an extra color in here. Maybe use that. Definitely not. Hmm. Ooh, that works. That actually works pretty well. Use the darker red here. Maybe a little bit lighter. Like that. And then we want to go... No, too dark of an orange. The regular orange here, there's a lighter orange here. I think maybe the regular orange. Go the regular orange. No, well, the lighter orange, because the lighter orange is mainly what populates like the fur color. This is the color that's like on the arms. This is the color that you can see in some of the darker spots on the hair. And this is the color that you see on the little dude here. So I think we'll go with the middle ground of the color that's on the arms. We'll call that good. because I think that is good. I think it works. Oh, and I got the last week during the last editing stream, I was talking about how I wanted to work on getting the like what do you call it? This would be like a end card. That's what it's called. It's an end card. On the videos, I wanted to get one of those done. I had it. Muna helped me make one. I just needed to do some fine tuning to get it to fit, and I did that. I got it done. It's on. I forgot to put it on the Zentreya clip that went up yesterday, but I did get it on the first clip, the Angel Steps clip that went up on Tuesday, and I'm re-adding it to making sure I've added it to the Tomoe clip that will be tomorrow. So I did succeed in that. Okay. I'm gonna move this over here because I need to access this thing that has all of the clip names. And we need to copy and paste these over in order to make sure I can do that without having to click on the thing over and over and over again. I'm just gonna it over. I forgot to delete some of the... What is happening here? What in the world? There we go. Weird. Okay, so what I'm figuring out, but for whatever reason, I need to make sure I click on that thing first, because otherwise, for whatever reason, it's selecting the previously selected text instead of what it's supposed to be selecting. I don't know why. It typically doesn't do that, but every now and then when we're working on these videos, it does do that, and I don't understand. It is weird. I feel like my mic is having a hard time picking up my voice. It's flipping every now and then. Maybe my gain was turned down again. It does that sometimes. Maybe that's what's going on. It wouldn't be the first time. I doubt it'll be the last. Okay, I realized that I forgot to go in here and delete some of these, and then some of these. I found that it's easier to just grab the, instead of trying to carefully hover over the name of the person that clipped the thing, it's easier to just right-click on it and say copy link. And then you just go in here and just delete this. it's just faster. I also need to delete all of the stuff that states the reason for extending clips. Just because that does not go into the names in the videos, so just they've already been extended, so I don't need the notes there anymore. Part's already over. I probably just forgot because it took so long to get this done this time around that I just forgot. Because it did take a long time, because there were a lot of clips, as you can probably tell by the amount of clips that have had the notes of needing to extend them. Largely because of Twitch adding the new captions to clips stuff. And a surprisingly few amount of people will turn that setting off when they're making a clip. Whether, I don't know if they know they can, or maybe it's a setting the streamer has to turn on to. I'm not sure how it works, but I don't know why Twitch thought it was a good idea. It's really not. I think if Twitch was going to make captions possible on clips, they should have made it turned off by default. But no, I'm pretty sure they did the exact opposite, and it's really annoying. Oh well, you know. Personal preference thing. I think it mostly just annoys me because they're really bad captions. They're not terrible, they're better than YouTube's captions tend to be, so there's that. Or sometimes they do. Sometimes they're better. Anyway, I think my big problem with it is they have the weird like color styling to them rather than just making them regular looking captions. They had to make them larger and add different colors to them and whatnot. It's just distracting. Clearly decisions made by people who did not do a lot of user experience type stuff. Alright. Now we can get back to what we were doing. A common thing that I think a lot of companies and whatnot tend to forget about user experience, it's very simple, but it's often overlooked and forgotten because companies get too stuck in trying to look unique, fancy, so on and so forth. The vast majority of users for web, particularly web-based stuff, care about one thing in particular: convenience. The more clicks it takes to accomplish a task, the more annoyed, the more effort a user has to put in, whether it's mentally or physically, the more annoyed they will be. So the more you have that is distracting, the less of a positive experience the users will typically have. So for a lot of the stuff that gets put into anything on the internet, the key focus is to make it as unobtrusive as possible. Make things blend in, still stand out well enough, but blend together. Not blend in, but blend together. So, ironically enough, one thing that really just naturally blends together for a lot of people, and maybe it's changing and there's more about it that I don't know, but one of those things that tends to blend together in a kind of surprising way is something that goes a little like this, where you have your text, hold on, I hate when it does that. It doesn't save any of my changes because it's... What is happening right now? Okay, there we go. Oh, I didn't change anything else. I don't know what the crap was up with that. Anyway. You have just plain text. It has the background like this. And it's typically a font like this. And there you go. And it looks like that. And then you shrink it down. And you put it down here, like this. And that's what it looks like. Maybe even a little bit smaller. Yeah, maybe something more like this. There you go. That's typically what the average subtitle box looks like that has been used for decades on television to start with, but then on YouTube uses subtitles like this, though YouTube's tends to be more like it'll be over here and there will be a bit more text to it and it'll kind of look like this. So it'll be kind of like that. And it grows as the video goes and stuff like that, but you get the idea. And it's not always, the text box isn't always transparent. Sometimes it is just a solid black text box. But that's kind of like common. That is the very common subtitles that, as far as I'm aware, most people are used to seeing this. And then Twitch decided that they didn't want to do that. Twitch decided they wanted to... Let's move this up here a little bit. Hold on. I'm going to pull up a Twitch clip. Soy Milk is the top channel on my follow list, so click on Soy Milk. Clips. Pretty sure at least one of these has them. There we go. So. Now. I wouldn't say these are terrible, but they are a bit more on the distracting side, because clearly Twitch wanted to bring attention to the captions. They really wanted to bring attention to it. They really want people to look at them. So what they do... Go in here. Not quite like that. Bold is good. It's kind of close to... it's fairly close to this color, so we'll go with it. It's not quite the right font. This font's a little too pointed. Not quite like that, but better. Alright, Now, one thing that is slightly different about this compared to what's actually on Twitch is that the box, the border box around it is only around one word at a time. And there's basically your difference between Twitch subtitles and classic subtitles. So, I think what ultimately irritates me the most about this is it's just I don't know, it's too distracting. Like, they are trying too hard to make people pay attention to it. I think the classic subtitles works fairly well. But if you want to be a little more fancy and experimental about it, I like to go down the route of just making it blend a little more. And if you can't do that in a personalized way, you might be better off not trying to do that. I think if Twitch just left it kind of like this, even at this size, it wouldn't be that bad. I think something that really irritates me is that the subtitles do like every 3 or 4 words are on the screen at a time, and the border box around each word only stays around each word as it is being spoken. So the subtitles are moving too much. They are too active. They need to be more passive. They're too active. Thus, they become distracting. Thus, they become annoying. Thus, they become rejected by a good portion of the consumer base. Again, this is my opinion, so, you know, it's not like I'm some expert, but I did actually do a bit of this in college, and just, it's kind of common sense in general. Just like, users typically want something that encroaches as little as possible on their just casual experience. So, since I'm able to do more personalized, what I do is I try something that blends with the general, like what I'm doing here with my little text boxes here. I keep them for as little as possible. Even when I do regular subtitles, I try to keep them not too big. Here we go. They're not, and maybe I could do better. I did work on these on stream. Maybe they're not perfect. Maybe some people would prefer them to be smaller. I could see them being smaller. But I tried to blend it with the colors of the VTuber so that it feels more natural, you know, rather than being another thing to look at, another thing to distract the eye. Maybe I should think about making them smaller. Ooh, even just going down by 10 makes a pretty decent difference. Even just by 5. I actually kind of like that size. It's not bad. I don't know. Anyway, hold on, I gotta let the dog out. So, I think what I was trying to get at with going into that tangent was talking about, I think I was trying to talk about what, honestly, I don't even remember. I've completely lost the original train of thought. Oh well, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay. Oh, dadgummit. The dog's back. We're gone for like 10 seconds tops, dog. What the crap? Lay down. Lay down. You're the one who barged in here. Are you gonna lay down or not? Oh, no. Oh, she's a little goober. Okay. Oh. Oh, that's what happened. I was going backwards for some reason. Weird. Well, whatever. Okay, here's what I'm noticing. If I go into this over here, and I want to activate this box here to interact with, I just go up here and I click. Never mind. Sometimes it works, sometimes I don't know what the solution is. I thought it was a single click would automatically select the right one. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. It's just Adobe being Adobe, I guess. I wonder if that's a little too distracting with it being that bright orange. I wonder if we'd be better off with the darker orange. Yeah, the darker orange is, I think, arguably better. I may need to end this stream earlier than I intended to. I meant to go for maybe about 3 hours or something. I may have to cut it early as there is a project I need to assist with in the outdoors. Some fence repair work. So well, obviously we're gonna cover this stuff, basics, and then I'll try to cover at least the initial audio work in terms of figuring out audio levels for each of these individual videos. Because I kind of want to show some of the process I try to go through for a lot of that. Obviously, I won't be able to go through the whole thing because I gotta try to not spend too long on this to be able to go help before the sun starts going down. But depending on what happens over the rest of this summer, it's gonna be a wild July and August. I may end up having more time to try to delve into some other projects. I make no promises because it's all just so up in the air. I have no idea what's going to be happening. But if I do happen to have time to delve into some other projects, particularly on stream, there is a couple of them. One I've already started working on, and one I'm planning to start working on at some point. But they do require me to watch a lot of footage, so I'm not entirely sure if or how I would do it on stream. I'll think about it, but put it simply, it would be taking a few different angles from some collab streams and turning them into bigger videos. combining all of the footage together. So, typically using one person's audio. So I sync up the audio, but typically just use one audio source for all. One with, if there's one without background music, and one where all of the voices sound equal in volume. Phenomenal. I can just go with that and don't have to worry about it. But it's my chair making that noise. That's concerning. That's not a good noise for my chair to be making. That worries me. There's a loud creaking noise it's making when I shift over to the left even just a little. Oh joy. Anyway. Something. Yeah, I knew something was missing. There's an underscore in this name. I don't know why it was missing there. That was weird. I think I am reaching a point where I can't really use the label of the top 10 clips anymore, because a lot of these videos, they are not the top 10 clips anymore. They're not. Because I keep having to skip over certain ones. Like, for example, ones where it's just like somebody either accidentally hit the clip button, or somebody made a clip out of just something like, oh, streamer said hi to me, I'm going to clip this. Is like, okay, that's great for you. Good for you. Awesome. It's not gonna resonate with anybody else, though. It's just gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be kind of awkward. So skipping over those and kind of skipping over ones where I've never seen this before, but in collecting the clips for this one, there was one that I found. I ended up having to skip over to a different channel instead because of it, but there was this weird thing that I've never seen before. It just said auto clipped. I have never seen anything say it was auto clipped before. and I could not figure out the context of any of the clips. It made me wonder if it was like one of those AI programs that goes through and finds like, oh, here's a moment that seems clip worthy. Here, I've made a clip for you. I don't know. But the vast majority of the clips that were auto clip would be like, it would start very close to where the moment happens, and it would be the streamer like says something or something happens, and then the clip will continue on anywhere from 5 to like 30 seconds after that moment. So then you have mostly just this empty clip of blah. A 30-second clip for a 5-second moment, and it's just like, what is happening? And the vast majority of those auto-clipped, I say vast majority, every single one of the auto-clipped clips that I looked through had that problem. So I was like, I'm not doing this. These are weird, and it feels like bot spam more than, you know, some viewer genuinely found the moment fun and wanted to clip it. I mean, there are a lot of different kinds of bots out there that fulfill many different kinds of tasks. There could very well be one that's purpose is to find clips on Twitch streams and find moments on Twitch streams and turn them into clips. Could very well be. I don't know. I'm not gonna go into whether or not it's a good or a bad thing that people do that. I don't care. It just doesn't serve my purposes for the videos I'm making with the clips. Wait, hold on. I think that T was there on purpose. I'm not sure. Whatever. Pretty sure this one's going to be the longest of this batch. 12 minutes and 33 seconds is pretty long. The vast majority of these ones were extended. Mostly because of the captions. A lot of them had captions. Wanna go out again, dog? All right. Okay, there we go. Why did my model go up? What the crap was that? I come back and my model's like rising up. Like, what? Why? Why have you done this? There are really some wild clip names in this batch. What is happening? Doing the thing again where it's not selecting the text that I'm clicking on. I don't know why the Premiere keeps doing that. It's so weird. It makes me wonder if I were to go into Premiere. So we go over here and we hide this. I cannot interact with the text anymore. It is not on the screen. It is not visible. I cannot interact with it. Let's make it visible again. Go over here. Oh, look. I cannot interact with it. So why in the world, when I'm over here and I've messed with this text, and then I go over here and it's a completely different bit of text on the screen, why does it keep doing the thing where it starts editing the bit of text that came before? I don't understand. It never does that any other time. In every other circumstance, it does not do that. But for whatever reason, it just, man, it's weird. Weird and dumb. All right. Oh. Oh. All right. Well, I need to wrap things up because I need to go help with stuff. So, we got work done. We got work done. I wasn't able to go much longer like I initially planned, but that's just how it goes, you know? Life happens when situations are outside of my exact immediate control, then, well, gotta do what you gotta do. And since we are currently sitting on soy milk's video, I'm just gonna raid soy milk. At least on the Twitch side of things. Alright, awesome. Okay, well, thank you once again, everybody, for coming by. Appreciate it as always. And we'll, more editing next week. Okay. Until then, hope you all have a good one. And I hope to see you all again another time. Bye-bye.